the Honda Fit's been one of our favorites in the subcompact or B segment category, and that's because it's a fun, practical little car to drive. But as of late, there have been some newcomers from the big auto manufacturers, like this Toyota Yaris, but also the Chevy Sonic that we're testing. So we're gonna go for a spin, each have a go in these cars, and we'll let you know what we think.
So for our comparison test, I brought out the 2012 Chevrolet Sonic. A little background on the Chevy Sonic. It replaces the Aveo, and the Aveo was, to put it nicely, one of the worst cars I've ever driven. To boot, it wasn't a very safe car. So when GM went to replace this car, they made a really smart move and they decided to develop a global subcompact car. What that means is that they sell this car all around the world. The benefit of that is they can develop more expensive components and share the cost of it across the world. It's a really attractive looking car on the outside. It's got those great detailed headlights, the great detailed taillights, those really funky door handles for the second row. The interior is really well executed, super comfortable. It has this really funky motorcycle inspired tachometer and visual display. And yeah, just an all-around really well turned out vehicle.
We've got here our favorite, the Honda Fit, against the Chevy Sonic and the Toyota Yaris. The Fit was designed in Japan, where they know a thing or two about having to deal with cramped quarters. I mean, there's like 15 million people living in Tokyo or something like that. So they've got pretty good at using space well, and the Fit is an amazing example of that. The seats fold flat in 18 different ways. You know, the rear seats there, they'll fold up, they'll fold down flat for a huge flat cargo floor. You can fit so much IKEA back there. It always impresses us.
This is the 2012 Toyota Yaris, much improved over the previous Yaris. And you can think of this one as the back to basics car in this comparison. We're driving the mid-range LE model, and for what you get, it's not a bad value at all. It is back to basics. You've got a simple sound system, air conditioning, just have a tilt wheel, unfortunately. So it just tilts, it doesn't telescope, whereas the other two cars do have a telescoping wheel.
The Fit, we love the Fit because it feels exactly how a car should feel. The steering, the throttle, the brakes, the gas, it handles perfectly. It handles, you couldn't ask more of a little car. All the controls just feel right and intuitive.
One of the things about the Sonic is that you can actually step up to a turbocharged engine, which is an exclusive for the segment, and it gives the car a lot of character, and it's still a model that's still under $25,000. This, like I said though, is not the turbo engine. It's a great little package though, 6-speed automatic, which is super modern. It's a trend we've seen a lot lately in the subcompact market. They're getting features and options that were unheard of even 5 years ago in this segment. I mean, this Sonic, you can get it with, as I said, the 6-speed automatic transmission, which actually has a little tap shift feature, so you can control the shifting. You can get it with heated seats.
The Yaris is powered by a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder. It's 106 horsepower, and that's okay because the Yaris is the lightest of the three we're testing. It's just a little over 2,200 pounds, and that's really a lightweight. The next closest car in the category is the Fit, and it's a whopping 2,600 pounds. This Yaris is equipped with the 4-speed automatic, and that's outclassed by the Fit's 5-speed and the Sonic 6-speed auto. And I think if you're going to get the most out of the Yaris, you're probably going to want to get the 5-speed manual transmission. The cargo capacity of the Yaris has been dramatically increased over the previous model.
There are some downsides to the Fit. It's super noisy when you accelerate like that. And you know, it reminds you that you're in a small car often. The Fit has a little 1.5 liter engine that feels nice and responsive. It's got only 117 horsepower, and so the gearbox does like to rev, but it's plenty.
The Sonic's got this great long windshield and big dashboard, so even though it's a small car, you've got this great panoramic view of the road ahead. The build quality of the car is actually really quite good. I mean, I'm going over some railway tracks right now, and a lot of the, Toronto's notoriously broken up streets, and it's very much holding together well.
Out of these three, I think the Fit is still our favorite, and it's because it's the most complete all-around package. It handles great, it's got lots of practicality, lots of functionality, lots of storage space. So if we were going to buy a subcompact, we'd be spending our own money on the Honda Fit.